Hello, everybody. It's Monday morning. My phone's already ringing. Monday morning and my phone's already ringing. Jesus. All right. Yeah, my phone's already ringing. Mm-hmm. Good morning, everybody. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm trying to wake up still. So we kind of got, I took a trade here, lost $200 in the YM this morning. I was, being impatient, of course, but I just saw this big rundown and I thought, well, shit, I'll try to take the long back to here. And it didn't work, of course. And now we're just sitting in some kind of consolidation in both of these because this is stuck between the prior day high and the prior day close. So this is just kind of hanging out with it. Excuse me. Yeah, Notre Dame sure did. It's amazing. if we had last year's defense with this year's offense, it'd be really amazing because this year's offense is phenomenal. This year's offense is like something I haven't seen at Notre Dame in a long time. And the NQ just is off and running. I mean, NQ is just off and running to the long side. We have some news at 10. Some pending housing sales thing. I don't really think it's going to have much impact, but we may be sitting in a little bit of limbo until that's over. You just never know. Jesus, we're just sitting still. Ooh, what's gold doing over here? Stop. I don't need my phone dinging at me. The NQ had a nice 1 minute gold line there. Yeah, pending home sales. Excuse me. I'm kind of looking at gold right now because let me just look at this. We got a Donchian Channel high, came down to the 5-minute red line, and we come back down to it again. We might have a W pattern setting up here to the long side, back to the high. I'm going to glance at this. I want this candle right here to just freeze, just stay there. That's what I want. I want that candle to just stay there. This one right here. You just stay there. Just stay there. Don't pierce that pivot to the left. Just stay there. Just stay right there. Just stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Just stay there. All right. I need this pivot right here to hold. And then maybe we can get a shot to the long side. Break that W and go back up to here. I want to be in and gone before the news. Come on. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it. I wanted it to go and get me in a position I can defend before the news, but we're just kind of sitting there. It'll probably run now. Yep, it'll probably run now. It's a great pattern. I hope everybody sees the pattern I'm talking about. But if I didn't have the damn news coming, you had that Donchian high back to the 5-minute red line here that created this low right here, rolled up, then back down. And this low did not get pierced. That's the trade right there, all the way back to here. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I got shooken out because of the news. That's the pattern. That's a beautiful trade right there. So this thing should go straight from here back to here, at least. Does everybody see that? I mean, it's beautiful. The freaking news at 10 o'clock just kind of, because I needed this candle to close and then this one to just take off, this first one, because then I could have defended my position. This one ended up taking off, so I would be defending it right here. This is where my stop would be, just because of the news. I mean, if I had a little bit of money in my pocket already, I'd be stopped. I'd have my stop below this candle just to defend the bottom of that candle. And this rotation should rotate all the way back up to here. God dang it. It's got all the makings to work. It really does, even though it's just hanging out right here. Oh, yeah, then it would pop you out right there. Freaking news, man. Just the news just threw me off. I mean, I sit here and stare at patterns just like that to happen all the time. And there it does. It happens in front of us, but it has to happen right when there's news. That was a beautiful setup. It just didn't work, obviously. But it's probably still going to go there. Yeah, there it goes. There's your news reaction. There's your news reaction. Pain in the ass. I swear. Oh my God. It was a beautiful setup. Absolutely gorgeous setup. Absolutely gorgeous setup. I mean, there was a lot of money to be made on that too. You're talking about, you're in it, let's just call it 51. It was really below 51, but 51 and your target's up here at 58. I mean, you're talking, that's a $700 pattern right there. If it hadn't been for the damn news. God, yep. I mean, from here to front running this, yeah, you're $700. $700. Just the damn news, man. The damn news. God, that pattern was beautiful. It's probably still going to work, but not the way you'd want it to work. Not in the straight line you'd be looking for. What a pain. That's frustrating. That is frustrating. That is frustrating. Truly frustrating. Look at that thing go. Well, I don't have it on the screen, but it's going to that target. Frustrating. Just frustrating. And it's bullshit news too. That's what pisses me off. It's just bullshit news. It's not even real news. God dang it. That's frustrating. God dang it. How frustrating can you get than that? Jesus. Anyways. All right. Let me look at this here. We had a crossover, retest of the day. We haven't retested it though. Okay, we got a retest of the daily high here in RTY. My problem with it is we are battling over here, and the ES is in the same predicament. It's rolling to the downside, even though the markets are up today. They are trending down from the open, other than the NQ. The NQ is just off and running. Man, I got to think about this. Yeah. I got the thing about chasing, man, is it's like it reminds me of the number one thing that I try my damnedest not to do, and that is put myself in a situation where I don't know how to manage my stop. And if I chase something from the moment I'm in, I don't know how to manage my stop. Look at that beautiful gold trade. I mean, it's an ugly W pattern, but it worked. It went right back to where I talked about. Jesus. Fuck. And here's the thing about that gold trade. So let's go back to this gold trade for just a second, okay? And I want everybody to recognize what I'm talking about. All right. Now remember, gold opens at 8:20 in the morning. It doesn't open at 9:30. So it's past its spastic mode. So you can start looking at 5-minute red lines. Well, This rotated down, did the 5-minute red line, rotated up, came back and did a retest. Here's your break right here of your W. Here's your first leg right here. Here's your pull up that just gives you that run, and then the pull back. And the most important part is, if you're going long, is that this pivot right here has to stay north of that pivot there. And it has to have a nice direct pullback. So see how we had a top, a top, a top, and a top? Okay, see how that was like that? It was direct. It was deliberate. That pullback was direct and deliberate. And then you have that candle close, and then boom, it's the break of that candle. And you're supposed to take it back up to here. So think about that setup there, all right? If you hit 2 of those a week, like in this case with one contract, that's $1,400. This is a $700 trade right there, because it's supposed to go to there. Here's your stop. You have your stop right here, because this is your candle that got broken to the long side, and that's your new pivot, and it's about to hit your target right there. $700 trade. It's just, and I mean, I saw it, and I even had my entry on here, but the problem is we had news coming right there. Right there. And I felt I wasn't going to get far enough up in this trade before the news hit, which was true, because it rotated. Notice it still never broke that pivot here. But there's your $700 right there. And if we just didn't have that one piece of crap news at 10 o'clock, that's useless news, that'd have been my trade, and I'd be done for the day. Because the trade itself still worked perfectly. It just had it had that 10 o'clock noise. 10 o'clock noise. But the pattern was still there. The market manipulators were still going to make that pattern work, regardless of that damn freaking 10 o'clock news that screwed everything up. God, frustrating. So frustrating. That was a beautiful setup. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. To the long side, after the market's already, high as a kite today in gold. I mean, shoot, we're at 38.60. Come on, man. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. Anyways, I just want to make sure everybody can see that. Because when you can start seeing that, and again, I know I'm chirping on and on and on and on, but it's very important to understand that the run up is deliberate and the run down is deliberate, and it's the break of the run down back in the direction of the trade that you take. And your pivot has to be protected. Your pivot to your left. Same thing on the short side. Your pivot to the left has to be protected. Anyways. Man. And by the way, just to go that I'm not making this shit up, look what happened. I told you where the target was. That's exactly where the algos were going to bring it. And then they rotated over. Now, it's making a nice 1 minute gold line here, and it may run back up to here. But our big trade, our real money trade, the thing that we knew was going to happen is if this candle got broken to the long side, we knew it was going there. That's what we knew. Those that understand how to see that pattern and those to understand the power of that 5-minute red line. God dang it. Frustrating. But anyways, I hope everybody got something out of that, out of my rant. Oh, I hope everybody got something out of my rant. Because all I got was a headache. Freaking news, man. God dang it. The news was going to be the third minute after my entry. It's just, so frustrating. So frustrating. Oh, man. I didn't get, I mean, I don't know if you talk about me, Bruce, but I didn't necessarily get scared. What I got was, I got rules. Don't trade into news. I was going to allow myself to trade into news on the first candle there if it took off, because I figured I could defend my position. But when it didn't take off, I'm like, okay, Bob, don't trade into news. Don't trade into news. Don't trade into news. You know what I'm saying? And either way, if I had gotten into it, I'd have gotten knocked out at even, because I would not have allowed myself to go into the news with my stop loss, at a loss. I mean, I would have gotten knocked out anyways. But you just never know, because it's bullshit news. I mean, that news is bullshit news. I mean, it's not real. It's not like, it's such bullshit news that it was such bullshit news that the pattern even still worked. And you can see the W. There it is. Bing, 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 bing. It's a perfect W. Absolutely gorgeous W. Absolutely gorgeous. And the key to there's like three or four big keys to it. The pivot to the left being held is one of the big ones. And then deliberate run up, deliberate run down. And then the break of that candle, that's deliberate run down. Because sometimes it can be, you got to understand the hard part on that trade. So let's go back. The hard part on that trade is the rotation down. You don't know how far it's going to go. All you do know is you don't want it to break that pivot. But it could have stopped right after this candle right here, this big red one, and then the break would have been, you know what I mean? You don't know. Like you don't really know. You just know the pattern. The pattern has to hold the down, the up, the down, and then the up. But where the up is for your entry, you don't know. You just got to kind of keep looking at the candles until it stops going down. And then whoosh. Just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Man, there was a 1 minute gold line right there in the NQ that I didn't see. Too busy staring at gold right now. Oh, shit. Did anybody take the 1 minute gold line in the NQ? If Jim's in here, I'm pretty sure he took it. Yeah, if Jim's in here, I'm pretty sure he took that 1 minute gold line. Okay, good. Hopefully that runs up at least to that pivot. No, it's got momentum. Come on. Go NQ, go. It's got momentum, that's for sure. It's trying to. The problem is the NQ is trying to drag the rest of the market. I mean, it's the one trying to go long, and everybody else is kind of hanging out. You took the 1 minute. All right. Yeah. It's a good setup. It's a beautiful setup. Problem is what I said is it's fighting to go long while everybody else is still stuck. I mean, the ES is stuck below the red line. Freaking the YM is down at the low of the day. And so is the RTY. It's just kind of, yeah. It's trying to battle the opposite direction of everybody else. It didn't hold. It didn't hold. Pattern-wise, it was beautiful. Yep. I mean, if you go and look, I mean, unfortunately, right now the ES is on the wrong side of the red line. The YM is on the wrong side of the red line, and so is the RTY. Isn't that sweet? While I was freaking pissing and moaning about gold, the YM decided to test the prior day close, have an inside candle right here, and then down it went. One of my goals in taking some of these trades, especially these static line trades. So I want to talk about this out loud here. So one of the things that I'm trying to hyper focus on these, especially on these static line trades, is inside bars. You have the rotation, like this case, that was a beautiful rotation. Okay, right to here. And then you had an inside bar. That inside bar, man, the break of that back in the direction of the trade is like gold. If not only that, you get a break to the upside by a tick or two, I mean, that break to the downside is even more gold. If it runs up, breaks through the top of this inside bar by a tick or two, you want to put more contracts on this trade. I'm just telling you, that's the thing I'm really trying to spend some more time focusing on is how we get these consolidation candles like the RTY is right now. We have these consolidation candles on our static lines. And if that consolidation candle gets broken, say in this case with the RTY, to the long side after the crossover retest, what's the reaction like? Because if the reaction is if I keep getting more and more confident in the reaction, just like the RTY is doing right now, and I'm talking instead of entering, I want to start loading these trades up with more contracts. Is the point of my conversation, because that stuff is really working. It's the biggest trade I had last week. The biggest trade I had last week was, and I did it in gold, was exactly that. It was like at 12:30 in the afternoon or something. And I threw 2 contracts on it, and ving, ving, bam, done. Yeah, that red line in gold is looking good again. Except we visited too many. We have visited it too many times. Now it's breaking the pivots. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Yep, don't like that at all. We might get a red line in the NQ here. Again, the problem is all the equities, well, I shouldn't say all the equities. 3 of them are leaning short. 1 of them's leaning long. You took that YM short. Good job. Excellent job. Yeah, if you pay attention, by the way, if you start paying attention to those inside bars on those static lines, man, I'm telling you, they can start showing you what's really going on. Especially if they get ticked the opposite side of where you think the trade is going to go. Then it just becomes, holy cow. Oh, man. My back. I'm still pissed about that freaking gold trade. Shit. That was my $700 call right there for the week. That would have been it. God dang it. That would have been it. Monday morning. Let's go. Let's call it a day. God dang it. Freaking news. Freaking news. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it broke the down pivot. Yep. NQ struggling because it's the only one trying to go long, I think, is the problem with it right now. It's just because it's going through its highs and everybody else is other than gold, of course, which that's a different animal. God dang, yeah. Gold, and one thing about gold too is you guys go back and look at the charts in gold. Just get rid of the gold line and kind of clean up your charts, and you go back and you look and you'll see W patterns in gold. You'll see a handful of them a week minimum that are just exactly what I just told you to look at. You'll see a handful of them a week. And if you just even focus on just that trade alone, when everything meets your little rules and stuff, man. And remember, I'm talking one contract, $700. I'm not talking about having to do something ridiculous, like throw 10 contracts on there and look for 7 ticks or some stupid shit like that. Now, as I've said before, where does Bob Anderson struggle? Bob Anderson struggles seeing those W patterns to the short side. I do. I struggle. I just struggle. If I could have my chart flip, I could see things so much better. I'm very good at seeing the W patterns. I'm not very good at seeing the M. The downside is an M. I'm just not as good at seeing it. Well, look at the NQ. Look at the NQ. What you doing? What you doing over there? You're just running and running and running. Interesting. Jesus. I'm so frustrated with that gold trade. Oh, shit. Man. Huh. Let me shrink this ES chart up so I can see something here. Yeah. You talk about NQ because it did. After breaking it to the downside, it's now broken the pivot to the upside. It might be giving itself an opportunity to test the 9-minute EMA to the long side here. What time we got? 10:30? Jesus. Fucking A. Jesus. I'm so frustrated. That was just. I may have to pause this video for a minute so I can cry about that gold for a couple more minutes. Oh, shit. What's frustrating is that's what I sat here and waited for, and then all of a sudden it did it. I was patient. I didn't take the 5-minute red line. The initial, I was patient. I waited for it to do the W pattern. Oh, my God. All right. I said, okay. Hey, guys, my internet provider is here right now because I wanted them to come and test my stuff because I was having problems last week. And so I'm going to have to end the stream because I'm going to have to shut my charts off and everything. Sorry about that. That they literally just showed up. They said they'd be here sometime today or tomorrow. They're here today, right now. Anyway, so I'm going to have to shut the stream down. And hopefully the issues I was having last week where I was going in and out will go away. And I haven't had that problem today, but anyways, I did last week. So I'm going to have to shut the stream down and it's going to end it for the day because I'm sure they're going to be here for 30 minutes or so testing stuff. So everybody stay out of trouble. And man, I'm sorry. I just blew that W pattern in gold. Shit. Anyways, all right, everybody have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye.